Greetings, this is tirra-olufemi, your goddess guru, here to share a word of inspiration with you as I receive wisdom for my own life. I just feel led to share it with other people because we all need a little inspiration, and what is good for me may be good for someone else. So I am more than happy to come today to talk to you about um, the season of fall as I continue on my connecting to the energy of fall. This year, for whatever reason, I'm just getting a lot. And actually, when I think about it, fall tends to be one of those periods when I'm in my fall equinox fast mode that really allows me to get pretty deep. In understanding some things that I need to what? Surrender. This morning, I started pondering the need the first thing I saw in my mental landscape was how in the fall we start seeing the grass die out, it gets dry, and it starts dying. The cooler the temperatures get, the 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 grass just gets dry and dead. Um, and so the energy of fall is a time when we can begin to look at what's dying. And another way that I phrase it for myself is I need to look at what's causing me to die. And then something that's essential when we are in a process of clearing away the old is surrender. We have to allow the death process to happen. Death is a part of life. It's just the bottom line. We are in a period, maybe not around the world, but I feel particularly in my culture, which is America, where we have an extreme lack of understanding of death. I've heard so many stories from not even that long ago, where it just seemed like people had a better understanding of death, where the elder in the family would say, "Well, it's time for me to go back. This will be the last summer family vacation or gathering that I will be at." And so everyone would come together and they'd celebrate. They would say, "This particular elder won't be here next year this time. So we're going to make sure we do something special while they're still here." But anyway, it was just an understanding that death is a part of what happens. There's cycles to living. Everyone wants to be in spring and summer. Well, how do we get to spring and summer? Number one, this is something I've been wanting to share, but been forgetting to share. You can't really know a thing unless you know the opposite of a thing. If there's no contrast, then how do you know that something really exists? So, for instance, if we're perpetually in spring, after a while, no one will know what spring is. Why? There's no contrast. It would just be what is. Oftentimes, people don't really think about breath until they lose their breath. Start choking, and see how much you appreciate breath. Be underwater and not be able to come up when you're ready. Whoa. You'll come up like, "Oh my gosh, oh, it feels so good to breathe." Most of us just breathe. We don't think anything about it. So we have to have contrast. And most people feel they just want to stay in spring and summer. Good times, baby, good times. But guess what? They won't be good times if you never have anything different. And I believe fall and winter are just as good as spring and summer when we understand. And so, in order for us to even have spring and then the fruits of the summer, we've got to clear away certain things in order. I mean, it's just whenever you grow in a garden, you have to pull, you have to prune. Things die, they come back. They die, they come back. And there's so many things, and I'm not good in agriculture and growing things, but I know for a fact that death of the bushes and the weeds and the leaves are necessary, even just to create more dirt here on earth. If you watch the movie called Dirt, the movie, and that's really what the title is, Dirt with an exclamation point, the movie, you will begin to understand the value of how when plants die and create more earth, that's how we're able to have spring and summer and be able to plant and grow. We need stuff to die in order to create a greater landscape that is rich, so full that whatever we plant in it, it will manifest more good. So I have been told today, and I'm sharing with you, fall is necessary because we need to connect with the energy of death. We need to die to some things. We need to see what is dead inside of us. And what goes along with death is surrender. Many of us will begin to feel our soul will say, it's time to give up A or B. It could be a relationship. It could be a job. The harder things are, it could be an aspect of yourself that you're being called to release. An aspect of yourself that you don't even realize, number one, to a certain degree, that it exists. Even if you do realize that it exists, we're so attached to the worst parts of ourselves, the parts that cause us the most pain and anguish. Why? Because they're comfortable. They feel good. And so when we're called to release it, we will cry, we will grab the leg of that part of ourselves or that relationship or job or whatever it is. Oh, we'll cry, please don't go, please don't go. And it just makes the death process harder because guess what, baby? Some stuff is going to leave. So you can do it easily or you can do it very difficultly, okay? Yeah, I mean, it's your choice, easy or hard, okay? So surrender will ease the way. And you know, I've been taught that the energy of fall is governed by the goddess energy, Oya, out of the Yoruba tradition. Sekhmet in the Egyptian tradition. Pele out of, I can't think of the tradition, but I know Pele is out of Hawaii. Pele is related to the volcanoes. Kalima, the terrible goddess, which she's actually a wonderful goddess, but people are afraid of her. These kinds of energies will come through and just like wipe everything out. Think of tornadoes and natural occurrences in nature that when they hit a populated area, massive numbers of people die, or many homes, maybe no one dies, but like many homes are destroyed. It's destruction everywhere. And so we think these things are awful. However, sometimes everything just has to get wiped away. Everything just has to get taken away. And if you let it go, it doesn't mean that you won't cry for it. But it will be easier because Oya has to come through and just the universe, God, however you want to say it, just has to come through and rip some stuff away from some of us where you don't have a choice. And then you end up just, I mean, it's just mind-blowing when things like that happen. But death is a part of what we have to do, and so is surrender. And what are we called to do at this time? Be courageous. Be courageous enough to surrender. Surrendering is powerful. Working with the death process. It's powerful. Um, and it does call for us to trust that whatever we need to let go, trust that we're going to be better in the end. Um, that's where we'll get our courage from. You know what you have. How's it working for you? Baby, if you want some more, you better let go that crap, okay? I'm in the process of doing the same. So I'm talking to me too. The energy of Heracleity, which is out of ancient Egypt, also known as Mars. This is warrior energy, very hot, fiery warrior energy. Ogun is out of the Yoruba tradition. Ogun and Heracleity, they have, man, a big, sharp machete. And what they're telling us to do right now is to take that machete, slice, cut away the part of yourself. Be so fearless that you don't even care if you die, be it spiritual or whatever. Be so fearless in cutting away the parts of you that are limiting, that are egoic, that are keeping you stuck from realizing that here in this reality, you are powerful beyond measure. From realizing your true identity. People say God created us. Where does everything that God comes from? It comes from God. We're all God material in form. And that's not blasphemy. It's truth. If you really think about it, everyone talks about this formless God. Well, how does God create form? Using God energy. Everything is infused with the energy of God. And so when we walk around not aware that we are 100% infused, our minds, our bodies, our spirits, our souls, everything infused. We're walking around here acting like I'm this little bitty piece of earth here in this body, this little being. You know, people have told us we're this, we're that. We believe that crap. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, come on, okay? Let us take that machete. Let's stop being afraid of being who we are, okay? Let's stop being afraid of learning more of the greatness. Take your machete, and it's a spiritual one. Don't be using no physical ones, because I don't want nobody to say tirra-olufemi was telling me to cut myself with a machete. Y'all know I'm talking about a spiritual machete, okay? That's a little joke. Anyway, I'm serious though. Don't be using no real knives on yourself, because that's not what I'm talking about. Cut away the part of yourself that you are being called to release at this time. Every last one of us has something that we need to let go of that is limiting us. Might be something small, but it might be something big. Whatever. Be courageous. Be so fearless that you're like, you know what? If I get taken out with this thing, I just get taken out. I'd rather die trying to be more of who I am than to live being less than who I am. I'm going to die at least trying. If I have to die, it will be because I am doing everything I can to step into the fullness of my identity. So die. Y'all let that death process happen. We are very close to the fall equinox. Take this time to think about what crap did you let hold you back this year. As we get deeper into the fall, headed to the winter, use that time to clear away the clutter. Clear away the mental clutter, the emotional clutter, anything in your physical world. Clear away the clutter. Surrender. Surrender to the fact that you need to let go of some stuff. Let it go. Be okay with it is what I'm saying. And sometimes when it happens, it doesn't feel good. But when you resist change that you know you need to allow to occur, it hurts worse. Resistance hurts worse. And guess what? Some of us are addicted to the resistance. So let that go, okay? Be courageous. Stop being afraid. Just go on ahead and do it. What else do you have to do? Oh, stay where you are? No, don't do that, okay? Be courageous to the point where you don't fear the death process. Take your machete and you go through and you cut away whatever you need to. As you get rid of all the crap, it will become the fertilizer you need to create more richness in your consciousness, so that when you get to a point of greater clarity in that rich landscape, you can plant seeds of your heart's desire, because all this crap is covering up you truly hearing and acting upon the desires of your heart. Plant your heart's desire, and you will begin to realize that spring comes around a whole lot more quickly than we know when we go on ahead and let go of the old so that we can open ourselves to the new. I hope you enjoyed this video. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful death process. I have witnessed somebody die. It's beautiful. Death is beautiful. The surrender. I witnessed my mother breathe her last few breaths. I never imagined I could even live after that. And it was one of the most beautiful things I ever saw. I'm happy, have been happy since that day that I was there talking to my mother when she breathed her last breath. It was one of the most beautiful things ever. Death is a beautiful thing because my mother was reborn in that moment, back into her true self. My mother died of cancer. What do you think? Where do you think she was after she left that body? That beautiful, wonderful body that she was gifted with here while she was here. When she left the body that had cancer, that to the point where it caused her to have to move on to the other side. She was free. She was free. And I saw it. I saw my mother get free. That is the beauty of death. You get free. Let's get free. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And you will begin to see physically. Everything gets better. Because the physical level is the last place where anything will take place or manifest. This is the last place we need to be working here. We first want to be in our inner being. So everything gets better when we get free on the inside. Okay? I didn't even plan to go there. Y'all have a great day. Thank you. Peace and love.